Guys, it's been like 15 days.
Dude, you still haven't told me what we're doing.
Oh.
Chest.
Woo! Yeah, I'm running chest and shoulders.
Yes.
Comp bench. Board press. Speaking of board press. Oh yeah. We got a gym bag. New gym bag. And then we finally have the Elite FTS shoulder saver. Then we're doing overhead press and probably just some light shoulder accessory. Yo, what is up, guys? It's been a fat minute. It's been like 15 days, but we are back. Life is good. Last week was wonderful. Christmas, if you guys didn't know. It's also why I didn't post, because I was doing stuff with family out of town, you know, that kind of thing. But I did not skip a lift. I did not skip a session, so that is good. I was at a gym over there, so that was pretty sick, Shout out Grandma for hooking me up with the gym guest passes. Yeah, that's the word for it. Yeah, sick. Anyways, I don't know much to say as far as my progress. Last week, I kind of felt like I put 5 pounds on my bench probably. I did 235 for 5 at RP 8, which was like, okay. So great stuff. Was it 235 or was it 230? It was one of those. Basically, I was like super happy about it. Anyways, Diggory also joined me today, so that was pretty sick. He had some pretty crazy grinders. You'll see one in a second. I was very astonished, I will say. Anyways, shout out to him for those J-hooks. I don't know if you can see those in the back. The ones I used to use are like up in front on that oh my gosh. Wild stuff. But yeah, the ones that we're using, the hooks, are the ones he got me for my birthday. So pretty hype. So I say top set attempt because, well, you'll see. You'll see. I think I would have been able to get this because I just wasn't patient enough with the bar. Arguably, I probably could have done another warm-up set. I don't know what it was. But that first rep was good. Bar starts to wobble there. I keep going after it's wobbling. And then I do this rep, and yeah. I think it's probably because I wasn't patient enough on that last one. I probably should have paused for a second before attempting the other rep, but it is what it is. So I ended up going for another set after that, another top set reattempt. It's not really a thing, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. It's the off season, right, guys? Right? Yeah. So I went for it again. I bumped the weight down by 240 just to make sure. And as far as like the fail on the last set, I definitely dropped it like immediately as I started to feel like I didn't want to do the grinder. And part of it was just because I didn't want to fatigue myself, which is kind of a stupid argument. I probably could have tried and kept grinding, which I don't know. Obviously, the more I edit and watch this footage, the more I kind of regret not hitting that. But I don't know. Honestly, we're going to try it and go for a single on Thursday, which is my next bench day. So we might go for 250. Maybe. We'll see how I feel. If not, I'll go for 245 for 2, which I know I can get because I did it today. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, solid stuff, honestly. I think the only thing is that I'm still kind of debating what to do as far as my programming goes for bench. Because for squat and deadlift, unfortunately, last week I did not deadlift at all because I just felt kind of like crap. And also, unfortunately, I didn't film this, but the first week of my block period, which I did film the first 2 days, on the last 2 days of that block period, I ended up kind of tweaking the last day, which is a deadlift day, and it tweaked my back a little bit, so I didn't deadlift it all last week. My back still feels kind of weird, but like, I think it's more from squatting. So I don't know. We have squats tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes, but I think it should be fine. But yeah. Also, I had one more back off set, It just like the footage cut out because my camera ran out of storage or something like that. So there was a third. There was a third back off. No, second. I can't speak, bro. There was a third back off set. It was 225, I think, for 5, something like that. But yeah, here is the shoulder saver pad from Elite FTS. Great piece of equipment. Highly recommend. It's great for practicing the lockout portion of the bench. Great stuff. I'd used it before at another gym, and the gym I actually ended up doing my meet at, I used it there, and it was great. So I put it on my Christmas list, and here we are. So yeah, great. Highly recommend if you're trying to fix or at least work on your lockout. For me, I feel like my biggest problem is driving through, not really the lockout, but might as well put some little work in there just to make sure, So that's why I've been kind of spamming pause bench. Last week, the only variation I did was pause bench for that reason. And then also, going into the new block period after this next deload next week, I'll probably start doing dead presses, which is like, let me how to explain this. You basically go on the like imagine I was going just on those safeties right there, and I just go straight from the safeties and just drive through. I don't even rack it. Well, obviously I unrack it and then re-rack it when I'm done, but basically you pause at the bottom and then just drive through. It's like a pause bench, but you're like slightly off your chest. So almost like board press, but like not really, kind of. I don't know. And then I'm also going to start doing ISO pin presses, which is basically, well, what the original power racks were used for, I think, is you basically put the safeties in and you put them over the bar, so you're pushing against the safeties, which is why it's called ISO pin presses, because it's like an isometric movement. Anyways, we did the OHP overhead press with the axle bar today, so that was pretty awesome. I'm still kind of working on my OHP form because it feels, I don't know, it's just like, it's fun to do, don't get me wrong, but like, I don't know, I'm still obviously getting used to it because I'm playing around with push presses or strict presses. I think I might start doing strict presses seated inside the cage, so yeah, maybe next week I'll play with that on my deload. And honestly, I'm kind of hyped for this deload. Like last block period, I hated it because I was just doing a very straightforward and objective deload, so it was kind of boring. But I think this deload, I'm gonna really focus. Like I saw, I don't know who this was from. It's a strength something on YouTube and some sort of influencer, and they were talking about deloads and how instead of just thinking of it as like, oh, I'm gonna do less weight and do less sets and do less volume, it's just gonna be, I don't know, but I have to do it. Instead of thinking it that way, you do all that, but you try and like really critique your form, and you try to like make sure every rep is like to the best of your ability. You're thinking about every single possible cue, and you're just trying to, fix any problems. And I think that'll be interesting because I really need to work on my cues. I think that's a big thing that's probably holding me back, or at least keeping me from getting the most out of my training, is I need to make sure I'm creating and properly thinking about and executing cues for each of my lifts. Definitely need to work on some deadlift stuff. I feel like bench is that's the one I'm the most confident in right now, but there's still a lot of stuff I have to work on, obviously. But squat and deadlift, I definitely need to work on some cues for that. Squat, I feel really comfortable with. I've always been like kind of comfortable with the movement pattern of a squat just my entire life, but I feel like squatting like a powerlifter is different because I really just want to squat like an Olympic weightlifter, just like full deep, high bar, you know what I'm saying. If you know, you know. But powerlifting squat's different, so I'm trying to tweak my form for it and try and pick up some proper cues to use. So we will see how that goes tomorrow. I think we should be good because my back it was feeling kind of bad this morning, but I think we should be good. So yeah, I'm pretty hyped about that. As far as the rest of the stuff for today, we did some shoulder accessories. So right there are some face pulls. Me and Diggory had to play around with some different, ways to do face pulls to actually feel it in your rear delts, because it's generally kind of hard to make it feel in your rear delts properly, because usually your mid back tries to kick in if you go too heavy. So I had to do like 20 reps, I think. So something like that. But all in all, Great stuff. I loved face pulls. And in a little bit, we do IYT raises, which I think is incline Y raises, is what that's called. I saw them on YouTube, like, yesterday, and I was like, I want to try these, so we did. And both of these accessories are phenomenal. I'd highly recommend them because they really get a lot of the blood flowing to your shoulders, and they feel really good after benching and overhead pressing. So, highly, highly recommend. I'm pretty high for the rest of this block period. This week we got a big overreaching week. I might do deadlifts on Friday, but the goal is to really push my bench and my squat. I'm probably going to hit a triple tomorrow, or maybe a double, we'll see. And then a double on Thursday on bench. So yeah, pretty sick. Wonderful.
Fun workout.
Very fun workouts. Very, very fun. Very, very fun. Oh, okay.
Crazy outro.